Building resilient infrastructure, promoting inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and fostering innovation are all part of Sustainable Development Goal 9. Human capital, Industry 4.0, capital investment, innovation culture, and research and development are core components of the innovation and technology ecosystem in the 2030 Plus proposal. In this presentation, we will discuss what the government and the society have been doing to promote this SDG, how people react to this SDG, and all criticisms that should be addressed. Let's begin with a bang and discover what the government has planned. The government has been integrating smart, green, and resilient infrastructure to enable low-carbon living, boosting natural lighting and air ventilation, and limiting energy consumption using innovative infrastructure. Big data analysis is enabled by digital infrastructure such as 5G and smart detectors, to mention a few examples. While energy infrastructure such as waste-to-energy and electric car charging stations under the building scheme would assist in low energy use.
So how's the situation in Hong Kong based on SDG? Well, actually we can divide our SDG into two aspects. The first one is to build resilient infrastructure, and the second one is to foster innovation. We begin with the first aspect, which is to build resilient infrastructure. Well, currently, the highway system in Hong Kong is highly developed and accessible to everywhere. To be exact, there are 442 kilometers of road in Hong Kong Island, 466 kilometers of road in Kowloon, and over 1,000 kilometers of road in the New Territories. Hong Kong also contains a well-developed mass transit system. The MTR includes over 230 km of rail, and in 2019, approximately 5.3 million passenger trips on average were completed by railways daily in Hong Kong. The second aspect is to foster innovation. Hong Kong's innovation and technology sector, together with that of Shenzhen and Guangzhou, ranks as the world's second largest, according to Global Innovation Index 2020. The Hong Kong Science Park and Cyberport are technological infrastructures to support various sectors, including AI and robotics, smart city and electronics, clean technologies, and biomedicine. Besides, the Hong Kong government also invests $20 billion annually to foster innovation and provide adequate research and development funding for small and medium-sized enterprises on the technological field.
As illustrated above, Hong Kong's technology advancement has seen some improvement, but the progress is still considered far from satisfactory. A couple of shortfalls have been identified. The current limitation is the relatively low number of industrial estates in the city, and the recent outbreak of Omicron infections, which poses a new threat to Hong Kong's economic state. The obstacle faced by the industry is that under the current tax policy, the government will not grant depreciation allowance for the machinery and plants which are provided by Hong Kong enterprises but solely used in the mainland manufacturing activities by other parties. The industry has expressed that this had increased their operating costs and hindered their development in reindustrialization. In addition, a new wave of restrictions on various activities in Hong Kong have been tightened in response to the recent outbreak of Omicron infections, and it is reported that daily infections have started running into the thousands and hit a record of more than 10,000 cases, which has posed downward pressure to any industrial activities in Hong Kong. Nevertheless, some have maintained that Hong Kong still lacks an overarching industrial policy and direction, as well as short and long-term goals to guide the development. And there have been suggestions that instead of merely acting as a facilitator, the government should be more proactive by at least drawing up some benchmark indicators to set out the expected benefits that brought by reindustrialization.